My breath turned to ice as the citadel shattered, sinking into the frothy sea. Seol Mudok stands amid toppled pillars, snow whipping like daggers around him. A hoarse gasp pierces the silence. Ha! Did we fall? A second ragged breath hisses. HMA. The void swallows the battlefield, echoing every lost soul. He clamps his sword, the metal biting his palm with cold resolve. A wave of inner power fades, leaving only frost. Chi leaks from Seol Mudok like melting snow, numbness creeping up his arms. He mutters, "My inner fire wanes. Is this truly the end?" A bleeding soldier grips his own throat, choking out. "Just end it, please."
A chilling voice demands, "Why align with the barbarian warlord?" Seol balls his fists, the lotus jewel igniting with fierce light. Courtiers whisper, fearing the alliance tarnishes the Northern Sea's honor. The accusation widens the rift among the leaders. That night, the URIM chief dam Chunhak collapses, sealing the end of the Great Blood War. With Dam Chunhak's death, the 6-year Great Blood Battle finally erupts into silence. Seol Mudok rises as the living legend of the Northern Sea Palace, his triumph cementing the kingdom's stability. Yet murmurs of unrest linger, foreshadowing fresh dangers beyond the horizon. Seol Mudok sweeps the Central Plains, crushing the final rebel bands and crowning himself the undisputed sovereign. Seol proclaims his love was never one-sided. Wei-in smiles, affirming she loves him as well, sealing their bond. Their dialogue proves the Lotus's magic demands reciprocal love, not solitary yearning. The affirmation steals Seol's resolve to chase the reincarnated soul. With their hearts aligned, Seol turns toward the palace's hidden archives, seeking hidden clues. Seol gazes at Wei-in's radiant smile, thanking the Lotus of Love for granting this joy. He tells her his gratitude for the flower's power, which now lets him see her happiness. This moment cements his emotional stake. The flower is not just a tool, but a bridge to the woman he misses. He vows to protect the blossom at all costs. Seol rallies his elite warriors. Though uncertain how to obey the mysterious command, they pledge to march onward. Their resolve converts doubt into decisive stride. Together they stride toward the palace's concealed portal, hoping it opens onto the realm where Wei-in awaits rebirth. The brash warrior steps into the hidden garden, eyes widening as he beholds a sea of glowing blossoms. He points, breathless. "Look, the entire field glimmers." Wei-in trails, letting out a startled "oh" gasp. The rare lotus of love blankets the clearing, each petal humming with gentle luminescence. Their awe cements the garden's crucial role in Seol's mission. Seol remains absent, deepening the intrigue. Seol asserts that if no other logic explains the lotus's second bloom, reincarnation must be the cause. Wei-in repeats the word, exclaiming that hope finally dawns. He senses the garden's light throb with his lover's lingering aura, confirming their bond. This gives Seol a concrete mission: locate his lover's new life. Fueled by hope, he resolves to forge the lotus into a guiding jewel.
Reincarnation, you say? Yes, finally, there is hope.
Seol boasts of his conquest. He marched into the Central Plains, forged unity, and realized the Northern Sea's ancient dream. Yet triumph feels hollow, an ache gnaws at his core.
Seol Mudok faces the portal, whispering a low command for his companion to hold. Wei-in, concealed in shadows, catches the summons and rushes forward, calling his name. Their interaction reveals Seol's lingering concern for his allies amid the looming quest. The scene primes a daring departure through the flickering portal.
Wei-in.
The portal's gateway shimmers, hinting at the unknown beyond.
Seol Mudok turns to the doorway, voice low. He tells his companion to wait for him. Wei-in. hidden in the shadows, hears the call and steps forward, shouting her name. Their exchange shows Seol still cares for his allies despite the looming quest. The moment sets the stage for a risky departure through the portal.
Wayan.
The portal begins to flicker, hinting at what lies beyond. Seol. At the palace doorway, Wayan emerges from shadows, answering Seol.
He's breaking the rules of the game. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari to see how far it goes.
Frost fell silent. Blood still lingers in the air. I stand on the deck, wind slicing my skin. The endless white horizon burns with the memory of loss. 3 years, 2 full metamorphoses, my ice body reshaped. A single clue now points to Hainan. I rally the crew, eyes fixed on the island that might finally end the hunt. The icy wind bites, but my resolve burns hotter than any. I swivel to my father, his finger tracing the southern coast on the map. Hainan glows like a promise. I clamp my hands on the rail, oath tightening around me.
So all that remains is Hainan.
He nods, urgency crackling.
His father orders an immediate retreat if danger looms. Wayan bows, promise to obey. Then the father presses a pendant into his hand, a lotus-etched necklace pulsing with cool energy. The pendant's cool aura steadies his racing heart. The necklace's secret will soon reveal its path. Wayan recalls his sister's promise. The necklace returns to its giver. The pendant vibrates, pledging to guide him home no matter the distance. Storm clouds thicken, the ice wind technique trembling on the brink of mastery. Waves crash against the hull, each impact a reminder of the storm's fury.
It's a keepsake from my 8th mother. She said that this necklace has the power to return to the person who gain it.
Cursed it. Wayan snarls, reaching for the broken mast with desperate telekinesis. Nothing moves. Frustration spikes as the sea roars louder, a beast refusing to be tamed. He repeats the chant, hoping the words will focus his ice chi. The crew's hope wavers, waiting for his power to ignite. He must master the storm before it overwhelms them. Let's start with this, Wayan declares, eyeing another towering wave. He murmurs the chant, TTS coming again. As water threatens to swallow the deck, sword in hand, he prepares to channel ice, each blade humming with his determined spirit. The surge tests his resolve, the crew bracing for impact. Wayan's face hardens as the gale rattles the hull.
Studying the pendant, a soft hum rises. 3 tiny lights flash, forming a sigil. He whispers,
Unfamiliar voices drift between the trunks, strangers moving silently. Their presence confirms they're far from safe zones. A swarm of flies circles the foreigners, adding an eerie chill. A cloaked rider watches from the shadows, poised to intervene. The rider's cloak ripples, hinting at a hidden agenda. With a mighty strike, Wayan shatters the carriage's wooden scene, bursting into a gleaming first-class cabin. A regal insignia glints, hinting at a power that dwarfs even his fiercest storms. Its glow beckons him toward a destiny he never imagined. He lifts the trembling stranger onto his shoulders, their fragile hope igniting his resolve, while the weight of possible sacrifice claws at his heart. The weight of sacrifice fuels his next stride. Foreign voices echo through mist-shrouded trees, flies buzzing the newcomer. Wayan stands at the edge of an unknown war, the forest's hidden threat looming. He feels the forest pulse with ancient conflict.
Don't make me ask twice. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari.
The ice shatters, a horde pouring through the fissure. The beast snarls, daring to strike humanity. The Ice Lord molds his pride into razor-sharp crystal, a silent threat. A distant voice mutters about foreign flyers, questioning the chaos on the plains. Silence answers. Tension spikes as the Ice Lord steadies his next blow, poised to meet the invading monster. Seol Mudok lifts his hand, air freezes instantly. He bellows a guttural chant, the words lost to the wind. A frosty surge erupts, cracking the earth, snow spraying like daggers. Insects caught in the blast turn to glittering crystal. The display screams mastery, warning any foe. A thunderous roar erupts, announcing a fresh challenger. Leo slips the glowing ring onto his finger. A soft light spreads, and faint words begin to surface, but the crowd remains puzzled. No one fully grasps the Central Plains dialect. Their hesitation gives the beast more time to menace. The creature's snarls grow louder, echoing the mounting tension. The merchant repeats his plea, begging anyone to speak the Central Plains dialect. Silence persists. The beast roars, poised to strike, and the merchants sense their survival hinges on understanding the hero's warning. Leo's ring flickers. A surge of magic suggesting the true meaning of Seol's words is about to surface. Edmund erupts. You froze a monster and still don't understand magic? Seol snaps back, demanding Edmund reveal where he thinks he's from. Their heated exchange draws the beast's attention, its snarling growing louder, ready to strike. A trembling merchant stumbles, trying to describe magic, his words faltering. Seol cuts him off, insisting on an answer to his earlier question. The beast's growl intensifies, its eyes locked on the noisy crowd.
How do I even begin explaining this?
I asked you a question. Answer quickly.
The creature lunges as the argument drags on. Edmund denounces Seol as insane, warning that any reckless rampage could raise the entire market.
A young voice pierces the heated debate, shouting a vital piece of information about their whereabouts. Leo steps forward, ring glowing, and tells Seol they're not on the Central Plains but on a forest road leading to Barhan, capital of the Drake Kingdom. Edmund scoffs, shouting he's never heard the plains called Drake, accusing the boy of senility. Laughter ripples through the crowd. Unease settles as the beast watches. Edmund snarls, "Are you senile?" He claims he's only 50 and worries Seol keeps insisting there on the Central Plains after being rescued. "What's wrong?" he demands, then grudgingly admits, "All right, fine." Seol proposes they ask the kid hidden behind the tree. Edmund points at the surrounding trees, declaring the area a forest on the road to Barhan, the capital of the Drake Kingdom. He repeats his confusion, asking what exactly the Central Plains are. A garbled reply makes him suspect the other party is senile, prompting him to demand a clearer answer. Frustration builds as merchants murmur uneasily, aware a beast stalks nearby, threatening their convoy. Edmund mutters a garbled phrase, then asks again, "So this truly isn't the Central Plains?" He pauses, eyes narrowing as a memory flickers. "Ah, now that I think about it," he mutters, recalling something about their current location. Merchants exchange nervous glances, knowing a misidentification could doom the trade convoy. Leo activates the translation ring. In a heartbeat, the foreign words melt into clear Central Plains speech. Simultaneously, a blinding flash shatters the carriage. The ice swordsman vanishes, leaving a searing glowing number etched into the earth as the beast lunges. Edmund feels his stubbornness crumble, realizing his refusal to wield the artifact wasted precious moments. The child's calm defiance now fuels his fear of repeating past mistakes and losing the chance to safeguard the realm. The beast snarls, bewildered by the flashing numeral. The group stands frozen, uncertain whether the forest conceals a hidden portal or a deeper menace poised to annihilate the Drake Kingdom. The screen is fading. Hit subscribe on Manwa with Hari before it's gone.
Ice explodes. The throne shatters beneath them. A foreign icy blast tears through Seol Mudok's mind, freezing every thought. The palace collapses, tossing him into a star-filled void. Shards of crystal whirl as rushes past. He slams onto an alien ground, lungs burning. The world he knew shattered. Now a mysterious magic swordsman commands this frozen realm. Seol Mudok scrambles up on the strange soil. He spots a cloaked figure and yells, "Hugh!" The stranger's eyes flare with an eerie light. Seol stammers, "What is this?" Silence answers him, the shattered ice reflecting his confusion. The cold air tightens around the question.
What is?
The swordsman lifts his blade, bellowing, "Manga Galaxy me!" A warp circle erupts, flooding the field with blinding light. Seol feels his internal chi explode, his anti-energy core swelling twofold. He gasps at the sudden surge. This boost could tip the scales against the looming assassin, yet it also draws unseen eyes. In the next heartbeat, Seol hammers the swordsman with questions about his arrival. Seol clamps the swordsman's arm, demanding, "Why am I here? Not in the Central Plains." The swordsman mutters a cryptic phrase, 10FDY, signaling a warp magic glitch. Luffy's brows knit, realizing the glowing necklace inadvertently dragged Seol across worlds. Decoding its secret could halt future accidental jumps.
Manga Galaxy Me echoes as Seol repeats the chant. Luffy admits he slipped away for a quick errand and now carries a pressing question about their route. His side agenda hints at hidden motives that could sway their journey.
Manga Galaxy Me.
I had business, left a moment. Now I have a question.
Luffy's looming query threatens to steer their next move. Seol spots the swordsman's sudden, creepy grin, his gut twisting. Luffy probes, "Is Leo's claim that we're in the Drake Kingdom true?" Verifying the kingdom's name narrows their destination, sharpening focus. Beast men slink from an alley, eyes glowing amber. They stare at Seol and Luffy, then step forward, confirming their place among locals. Their presence reveals the realm teems with hybrid species. Luffy vows to introduce Seol to their clan leader. Seol, Luffy, and the swordsman gather beside a stone tablet. Luffy points to the carvings, announcing the apex predators, dragons, massive winged lizards. The swordsman nods in agreement. This knowledge lets Seol size up the world's deadliest threat. He wonders if those dragons will become his next obstacle. The swordsman sketches a faint circle on the earth, unveiling warp magic. Luffy points skyward, shouting, "What's that?" "A galaxy over there." A luminous swirl pulses with warp magic, resembling a distant galaxy. Could be an escape corridor or a fresh threat. The team locks eyes on the phenomenon, feeling the tide of destiny shift. Hope sparks in their hearts.
What's that? Galaxy over there.
They sprint toward the glowing portal. A frantic shout erupts. The assassin, blade clenched, snarls, "Don't come close. I'll kill you all." He pleads to Savina, begging, "Savina, please." The menace forces the group to freeze. Tension spikes as they weigh trust against survival. The blade gleams beneath the strange moons, casting dread across faces. Annie pleads, "Do you know any healing magic?" The swordsman answers, "I know only a few inherited healing techniques. Stay calm." Hugh watches, uneasy about the looming threat. The query matters. They need a method to treat the parasitic egg before it kills the children. Annie begs, "Save the children, and I'll give you my heart." The swordsman nods, beginning the treatment and ordering everyone to step back. Hugh retreats, feeling the pressure mount. This matters because the procedure could halt the egg's burst and spare the kid. The swordsman orders, "Everyone step back," carving a clear zone. Luffy chuckles, "No need to tense up. It won't take long." Hugh watches, waiting for the swordsman to act. The magic swordsman steps into the cleared circle, lifts his blade, and slashes the dark parasitic egg, unleashing a blinding flash that shatters the looming threat. Annie wagers her heart to rescue the children, while Hugh bears the crushing weight of potential loss as the fragile wound teeters between healing and disaster. The glowing core of the parasitic entity remains exposed, pulsing ominously, hinting at a deeper menace that could erupt when the shattered egg's remnants stir.
Understanding the world makes the fights hit harder. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry.
The frozen floor shatters beneath my feet. Still alone, no allies to lean on. A faint hum reverberates. The bug egg quivers, refusing to burst. That tiny pause gifts the caravan a breath of hope. The swordsman narrows his eyes, knowing one misstep could shatter the caravan's heart. He plants his feet, summons, and prepares to scorch the dormant menace before it awakens. The swordsman raises his hand, mana igniting like a sunrise. He declares his plan, channeling fire to sear the egg, while a shield of light guards the caravan's crystal core. The blaze kisses the shell, turning it to ash without harming the heart.
I control energy. Burn egg. Spare the heart.
The swordsman sighs, fatigue etched across his frost-kissed brow. He leans against a crate, wiping a bead of sweat from his forehead. Annie meets his gaze, voice soft, confessing she misses him more with each passing day. Their exchange crackles with unspoken affection, setting the stage for a future confession.
It's been a long day, huh? Dot.
Today, I miss you even more.
Their bond deepens, a quiet storm brewing beneath the desert heat. The caravan members exchange hopeful looks, whispering promises of future reunions. Annie murmurs a wish to see the swordsman again soon, her words barely audible over the wind. The caravan chants Sir Magic Swordsman to catch his attention. Annie steps forward, holding an empty bottle, pleading for another freeze. The swordsman nods, preparing another burst of mana. Their request shows growing reliance on his power for water, hinting at deeper trust.
Could you freeze this water bottle too?
He steadies his focus, eyes fixed on the vessel. The swordsman agrees, noting the child's assistance earned him a favor. He raises his hand, channeling cold mana toward the bottle. Savina watches, then mutters reluctant acceptance. The pact lets him wield magic for the caravan, cementing a bond and rewarding kindness.
Well, sure. This child helped me, so I can do this.
The crowd erupts. Give us some ice water. Their chants swell, mixing with garbled chants. Annie repeats the plea. Give us some ice water. Thirst becomes a chorus, pushing the swordsman toward action. His response will determine the caravan's hydration for the next leg.
Give us some ice water.
He prepares his final batch. The swordsman steps forward, seizing a water bottle, and declares he needs it. He drinks, then announces he will remain with the caravan to explore the region. He notes the biggest hurdle, the language barrier, has been solved, making ice distribution simple. This choice binds him to the travelers as their dedicated ice supplier.
All right, pass me your water bottle.
Savina approaches the swordsman, curiosity bright in her eyes, and asks what the manga galaxy reference means and why he offers more ice. He pauses, then reveals he carries a proposal for her, hinting at a deeper agreement beyond mere supplies. This moment shifts the caravan's dynamic, suggesting a personal pact that could affect future decisions and alliances.
Sir Magic Swordsman, what is this manga galaxy?
I have a proposal for you.
The proposal may tie Savina's fate to the Ice Lord's quest. The swordsman presents flawless crystal ice, its shimmer mesmerizing the caravan. Then, with a measured smile, he unveils a concealed proposal tied to the enigmatic manga galaxy reference, turning a moment of wonder into a strategic crossroads. Annie and Savina drink the perfect ice, their awe turning into quiet validation. The swordsman watches, a bittersweet pity swelling as he sees their naive excitement blossom into unspoken longing. He realizes his modest trick has sparked desires they cannot yet voice. Savina presses for the meaning behind the manga galaxy hint. The swordsman pauses, his gaze distant, hinting at a game-changing alliance that could reshape the caravan's destiny. The air hangs heavy with anticipation, everyone waiting for his next move.
Every subscribe genuinely helps this channel grow. Thank you, and welcome to Manwa with Harry.
The ice shattered, and now the king's blood freezes. He trades his ice for a dying guild's salvation, while a hidden agenda freezes everything. A few days later, the market stalls buzz. A merchant shouts, urging the crate handler to secure the frozen barrels. The handler grips the rope tighter, dragging the ice toward the back of the shop. The merchant's voice cuts through the crowd, demanding the ice stay upright.
Hey! Hold it tight. Bring it to the back of the store.
Sir Magic Swordsman eyes the frozen crates, planning his next move. Sir Magic Swordsman walks among the stacked ice blocks, feeling the cold seep into his boots. The Circle Mage agrees, surprised by the quick shift. He pulls out a parchment and says they will formalize the terms. Both men sign the draft, sealing the 60-40 agreement. The contract promises steady ice shipments and profit for the Roll Association. Their partnership now moves from talk to action. If you want more daily recaps, hit that subscribe button now.
All right, let's draft the contract.
Rex prepares to guard the shipment. You watch the market stalls overflow as chilled ice treats disappear in seconds. Sir Magic Swordsman reflects that he entered the deal to learn the world's trade routes, but the sales surge far beyond his estimate. Sir Magic Swordsman signals the start of the transaction. A jittery merchant steps forward, asking why they are pushing so hard and urging them to just sell a small amount. He argues the group traveled far and the demands feel excessive. The question highlights the risk of overreaching the market and could stall the deal if the merchants balk. The team must balance ambition with practicality to keep the trade alive. The frustrated trader soon learns his anger won't change the terms. The merchant fumes, calling the trip wasted because they arrived for nothing. Sir Magic Swordsman cuts him off, dismisses his complaint, and orders the crowd to line up at the distribution point. He concludes that the association must be fully revived, no matter the cost. The merchant's resolve pushes the guild toward aggressive expansion, setting the stage for larger conflicts. His declaration signals that the next step will involve mobilizing more resources. Next, the cooling mages begin loading wagons as the ice demon stirs beneath the ice. Sir Magic Swordsman declares he will channel the Roll Merchant Association's resources to exact revenge on Icarus, the rival who ruined them using the Assa Association. He adds he will keep working until the plan succeeds, regardless of the cost. This shows his personal vendetta fuels the merchant revival and stakes the whole operation on a dangerous grudge. Sir Magic Swordsman comments on the flavor, describing it as a cold sweet with a luscious taste unlike anything imagined in the North Sea. Nearby, a merchant whispers that the Roll Merchant Association is thriving because of this ice cream. The crew nods, recognizing the profit potential. The conversation highlights how a simple dessert can drive a booming trade in the frozen region.
Cold, sweet, luscious flavor, like nothing imagined in the North Sea.
Heard Roll Merchant thrives thanks to this ice cream.
Lord Kira watches the boom, plotting to steal the recipe. Someone on the dock shouts, "Ah, garbage!" as they finish the treat too fast. Ice Lord Kong Heijin slams the council table, demanding an immediate profit split overhaul and dispatches ironclad wagons, cooling mages, and relentless workers to haul the newly crafted frozen delicacy across the dock. Sir Magic Swordsman seizes the moment, proclaiming a merchant-favored profit split that elevates his standing while igniting noble outrage, threatening his reputation and the fragile alliance between trade and aristocracy. As the noble queue swells behind Butler Benjamin, the dock erupts with impatient whispers, leaving the fate of the frozen cargo and the brewing power struggle hanging in frosty uncertainty.
He's the only one who found the exploit. Subscribe to Manwa with Harry to watch him use it.
Seal Mudok slams his sword onto the frozen counter, demanding the ice cream for his starving comrades. The nobles sneer, clutching their gold, but the Roll Merchant Association enforcers step back as Seal shatters the waiting line. A blinding flash erupts, and the legendary magic swordsman materializes, his blade singing with ancient forlorn chi. Duke Icarus's eyes narrow, sensing a storm of vengeance gathering around the trembling merchant. Seal's crew arrives, smirking, claiming they followed a rumor about the stall's fame. One of them warns the vendor, "You better be ready if it doesn't taste good." The threat hangs over the ice cream cart, forcing the vendor to consider serving them first. The swordsman's sword glints, cutting through the heated air. Miss, the ice cream vendor, spits back at the nobles, refusing to bow her dignity. A nearby peasant mutters, "Do you want to lower our dignity?" "Sorry." Her defiance fuels Seal's fury, raising the stakes as the nobles consider forceful intimidation. The frozen stare of Seal grows colder, and the crowd braces for his next move. Miss steps forward, pointing at the nobles and shouting that the Roll Merchant Association bans ice cream sales while people line up. A noble frowns, then mutters an apology, admitting he forgot the rule. Seal watches, his jaw tightening. The crowd murmurs, sensing a breach of protocol. Seal gasps, a sharp intake of breath, as the crowd watches. The swordsman steps close and whispers, "Ah, those eyes!" He points out the striking similarity between Seal's eyes and the lotus of love's bloom. The comment plants a memory of Seal's lost lover, stirring his resolve. This moment deepens Seal's personal stake, turning the fight from pride to a quest for his lover's rebirth. Seal nods slowly and says, "I see." The noble watches, his expression hardening. Seal acknowledges the noble's power and the hidden agenda behind the ice cream stall dispute. By confirming his understanding, Seal signals he will not back down. This acceptance raises the stakes, moving the confrontation toward open violence today. A shout pierces the cold air. 000M, Sir Magic Swordsman. A peasant points toward the towering figure, demanding his aid. The crowd's cry forces Seal to decide whether to rely on the swordsman's mysterious power or face the Duke alone. The exclamation underscores the growing chaos at the ice cream stall, where class tensions flare into violence. Seal Mudok storms toward the ice cream stall. He spots a noble cutting the line. He shouts, "Kek, you wretch, you dare." The noble freezes, surprised by the sudden accusation. The crowd gasps, sensing a showdown. Seal's outburst shows he will not tolerate privilege. The tension spikes, forcing the nobles to choose between backing down or fighting. Duke Icarus erupts, shouting, "You wretch, how dare you speak to a noble like that?" He points at Seal, insisting discipline is the only lesson needed. The Duke's outburst forces the crowd to choose sides, deepening the clash between aristocracy and Seal's allies. Seal pauses, eyes drifting to the distant horizon. He mutters, "This reminds me of the Central Plains." He admits his obsession with his sword's way blinded him to broader truths. The reflection hints that his single-minded pursuit may cost him dearly. Seol's new awareness sets up a turning point in his quest. A faint glyph glows on the frozen floor, Serve Valov, and 1 Sol 11 ml. Flicker in icy script. Seol Mudok steps forward, eyes fixed on the noble who tried to cut the line. He snarls that the noble could have stayed down, so why bother? He then shouts a command to his ally, Justin, to move forward. The noble hesitates, surprised by the sudden aggression. This moment pushes the standoff toward open combat. The magic swordsman steps onto the icy platform, eyes glinting. He lets out a short, contemptuous laugh, then calls Seol's display amusing. He watches Seol struggle, enjoying the spectacle. The nobles around murmur, uneasy at the swordsman's ridicule. This provokes Seol, sharpening his resolve to prove his worth. Seol Mudok lifts his shiver blade, ice mist swirling. Seol Mudok feels a searing chi blade slice his wrist, drops his sword, and the magic swordsman's aura flickers as he launches a laugh, while a defiant noble draws a blade to halt the duel. Seol's pride teeters on the edge as his wrist burns, his sword lies abandoned, and the crowd's shouts amplify his isolation, forcing him to confront humiliation and the threat of losing his shiverblade mastery. A hidden observer chuckles, the noble's blade hovers inches from Seol, and the chaotic chi flickers, leaving the arena poised between a fatal strike and an unseen power that could shatter both combatants.
The arc is heating up and the uploads are getting faster. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari, now's the time.
The Ice Lord crashes down, the world cracking with its fall. Justin Vaughn Icarus rockets at the magic swordsman, his fist snapping the enemy's wrist like a brittle twig. The swordsman winces, mutters a strained thank, and a faint glow ignites on a crystal sphere. In the frozen north, killing is taboo, so the strike sends a jolt through every onlooker. The crystal shatters, spilling a hidden blade that glints with power.
You won't get away with this.
The broken sphere whispers of a deeper force waiting to awaken. The crystal fragments tumble, unveiling a roiling vortex of neon manga energy. Justin freezes as a brilliant blade slashes across the ice. A magic swordsman materializes, sword energy crackling, bathing the arena in blinding light. The sight jolts Justin's senses, his mind scrambling to grasp the new threat. This revelation could tilt the battle's balance and unleash hidden power.
What was that? A magic swordsman.
Justin gasps at the sudden surge of power. The magic swordsman launches a second strike. Justin reels, his voice cracking with disbelief as the blade whistles past. The onslaught forces him to brace for a lethal blow. This moment decides whether he can survive the unexpected fury.
What?
A glowing sword sphere coalesces in the arena. The swordsman gasps, admitting his mistake and swearing never to repeat it. He laughs harshly, declaring that a good beating is the only worth in any fight, and warns Justin to stay careful. This volatile mindset keeps the battle unpredictable. The warning forces Justin to consider a different tactic. Justin's response may force the swordsman to choose mercy. A voice cries, "Sir Magic Swordsman," tears staining the words, then erupts in gratitude. "Thank you so much." The emotional outburst catches both fighters off guard, briefly breaking the combat's harsh rhythm. It shows that even amid battle, personal bonds can surface, adding complexity. A hidden conspiracy soon surfaces in the next scene. Rumors spread that Ainos turned down any money offered to him. Witnesses say he roams the continent without joining any faction. A voice questions, why would someone like that end up in Hazen? The doubt suggests a hidden motive behind Hazen's interest. This hints that Hazen may be recruiting the unattached swordmaster, threatening the power balance. Hazen's next move looms. Nobody saw what was about to happen next. Baron Arista asks the council if the secret motive is love rather than money. He points at the rumor that someone fell for a woman. The informant shrugs and repeats the question, "Is that true?" The council murmurs, uneasy about a personal motive behind the political scheme.
An advisor leans forward, eyes sharp. He accuses the council of concealing information, saying, "They are hiding something." The claim ripples through the room, raising doubts about the North Plan's true purpose. Trust erodes as the council wonders what truth lies beneath the ice. The hidden secret may involve the legendary Lotus of Love.
The council erupts when the informant exposes Princess Daphian's secret marriage to the Hazen King, unveiling Layard's ruthless scheme and handing Hazen control of 2 legendary sword masters, while a messenger readies a northward trek, and the hall shudders with the weight of this betrayal. Layered Sister is reduced to a pawn, her agency stripped away, sparking panic throughout the council. Their fragile dominance trembles under Hazen's looming expansion, and allies quiver on the brink of catastrophic loss. An advisor's accusation that the northward mission hides darker motives splinters trust. The frozen frontier looms as an unresolved threat, promising a deadly encounter before any territorial gain can materialize. The council's eyes turn to the icy horizon, aware that a hidden peril waits.
You'll never have to search for chapter summaries again. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and let them come to you. The throne's chill bites, yet I refuse to retreat. The ruler commands ice candy while his aide whispers betrayal. Cotton interrogates his conscience. Has he erred? He replies flatly, no mistakes. He projects flawless confidence because a single slip could cost his rank.
Cotton, have you made any mistakes lately? No, I haven't.
That denial fuels Cotton's dread of the Duke's hidden plot. Cotton reports the Duke's endless northward exile of dissenters, a 10-year habit. He shoulders the blame, fearing his failures caused the banishments. Majesty snaps, stop blaming yourself. You are the only retainer I trust. The exchange exposes the Duke's tyranny and Cotton's indispensable role.
The apprentices bow lower, murmuring apologies for intruding. They call him Sir Magic Swordsman, acknowledging the rarity of their request. Their humility sharpens the tension as a hidden threat looms. The Lord watches, noting their resolve.
We apologize for intruding, Sir Magic Swordsman. We know it's improper.
The Lord will now explain why his technique diverges from magic. The apprentices persist, insisting mastery of magic is essential to guard the trading house. The Lord smiles, commends their grit, then declares, I am no magician. I practice Ice White Dew, a martial art forged from frozen energy, not sorcery. His confession hints at a power capable of countering magical ambushes.
The children swarm the Lord, eyes bright, shouting, teach us martial arts. Their cries echo across the courtyard, pleading for protection. Their desperation forces the Lord toward a decision, weighing his mission against their hope. He knows each lesson could cost precious time, while the looming magician's ambush threatens the courtyard. The Lord ponders, I must locate War Yun quickly, yet taking students feels wrong. He glances at the pleading faces, feeling the weight of his promise to his lost lover. Accepting pupils could delay his rescue, but the children's need tugs at his duty. He resolves to pause his quest, granting them safety, while the search for War Yun presses on, time slipping away.
A harsh clang rings as metal strikes metal far away. The Lord winces. You, what? The sound of metal clashing at this hour. No rest. He realizes an attack is already underway. He orders the children to stay alert and readies to defend the palace. This signals a new threat looming over the Northern Sea Ice Palace. The next moment, the battle begins. The Lord snatches a can of ice candy and hurls it to the children. The Duke lunges forward, sword flashing, letting out a harsh caw. The kids scramble, clutching the treat. Cotton watches, eyes wide. The sudden grab and scream signal the ambush's intensification. No longer can they eat in peace. Survival overrides snack. The Duke spots the Lord's bleeding arm, calling it out. The Lord acknowledges the emergency, apologizing for his harsh tone despite the crisis. He urges his men to ignore his injury and keep fighting. Their brief exchange shows leadership pressure as battle rages.
Your arm is bleeding.
It's an emergency. Forgive my rudeness.
The Lord must decide whether to press on or retreat. The battlefield, spotting a mage concealed among soldiers, their armor identical. He quickly alerts the group. A hidden magician is among us. The revelation forces fighters to adjust strategy, wary of unseen spells. The mage's concealment underscores the enemy's cunning.
A mage hides among them.
Seol Mudok races to the palace in trance as massive ice doors begin to seal. He yells, "It's too late!" His voice echoing off frozen walls. Cotton steps forward, sneers, calling him ass. The doors slam shut, trapping Seol inside the inner courtyard. Their failure forces Seol to face the magicians without the palace's protection.
It's too late now.
The next scene reveal a sudden thud and a strange symbol. A deep thud reverberates through the courtyard as the hidden mage hurls a dark spell toward the frozen ground. The impact cracks the ice, and a bright galaxy-shaped glyph flashes above the crater. The spell's shockwave knocks several soldiers off their feet. A concealed mage unleashes a dark spell that shatters the frozen battlefield, spawning a blinding galaxy glyph that erupts amid the sealing ice doors surrounding the palace entrance. Seol Mudok watches his lover's spirit flicker inside the Lotus of Love as the doors slam shut, feeling his desperate hope crumble while Cotton's jeering ass cuts deeper than any blade. The Highness remains encircled by frantic soldiers as the Dark Mage's next wave looms, and an accused mage whispers whore, leaving the battlefield teetering on the brink of betrayal and annihilation. Trust no one. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari to see who turns next.
Ice shatters. Fire bleeds across the sky. The infiltrator bolts through the dim corridor, heart pounding. He mutters, "Caught!" as twin palace guards spear him, spears clamping like iron jaws. They bind his wrists, dragging him toward the throne hall. Their capture flashes the whole team's location, jeopardizing the king assassination.
Caught.
The guards haul him forward, and Seol must spring into action. Seol Mudok strides into the marble hall, eyes scanning 5 frost-clad sentinels guarding the floor. He whispers, "It's been ages since I ever wished upon the moon," a memory of his lost love. The sentinels tighten their formation, sensing a threat. Their icy presence turns the throne's approach into a gauntlet. Within the royal hall, Seol freezes, stunned by a wall of swords mounted like grim trophies.
Never imagined such a display. Don't even think about escaping alive.
The array exposes the palace's obsession with ice-forged arms, and the taunt signals the king knows they're cornered. Each blade hides a trap, ready to spring. The rebels must cut through the armory to reach the throne before the palace crumbles. The palace's icy core trembles, foreshadowing a catastrophic collapse. The clash erupts to a fever pitch as Seol and his comrades meet the palace guard.
Pure exhilaration. Let it all out.
Their battle cries ricochet off marble, mingling with the clang of steel. The king roars, rallying his dwindling guard. He commands his men forward as the elite captain advances toward the throne. Seol lunges through shattered ice, closing the gap. The king's shout forces the remaining soldiers to form a shield around the throne, stalling Seol and gifting the monarch precious seconds.
Hold the line.
A concealed guard steps forward, eyes glinting with betrayal. The ice fissures widen as a colossal column crashes, unveiling a pit of jagged shards. 24 elite guards slip, plunging into the frozen abyss. Their screams fade to a chilling hush. The guard captain snarls, futilely trying to haul them back as the cold clutches them. A veteran guard snarls, "See how fearsome a grudge forged from ice cream can be." He gestures at the frozen battlefield, daring foes to underestimate the icy fury. The swordmaster answers with another booming manga galaxy, hurling fresh crystal shards toward the throne. The ice cream grudge becomes a weapon, threatening the king's reign.
You just see how fearsome a grudge forged from ice cream can be. Manga Galaxy.
Seol now locks eyes on the Lotus of Love amid the chaos. Seol Mudok steps into the palace courtyard, eyes locked on the throne. He raises his hand, announcing a count to 3. The rebels freeze, weapons poised, awaiting his cue. The icy walls mirror his resolve. A guard gasps, "How could this be?" as comrades fall. Seol steps onto shattered ice, eyes cold. He raises his sword, declares vengeance, and cleaves the nearest guard. The king's elite rally, but morale cracks as their protectors fall. The rebels surge forward, pushing deeper into the palace. The king's personal guard readies a desperate counter. A rebel yells, "Your Majesty, look!" pointing at a fleeing figure. The runner is the former royal slave, now bound to the king, clutching a strange crystal. He drops it, whispering, "Manga Galaxy Slave," before slipping into a side corridor. The rebels recognize the slave's betrayal and the crystal's potential to shift the battle. Seol Mudok shatters the crystalline barrier with a fractured chant, "Manga Galaxy," seizing the glowing crystal and fusing it into his sword. The blade ignites with icy fury, cleaving through the throne hall. Cold vengeance surges through Seol Mudok as he slices the king's guard. The rebels gasp, stunned by the sudden power shift, fearing the king's wrath and the unknown price of the crystal's magic. An elite guard kneels before the king, pledges obedience, and whispers a cryptic command, leaving the throne's fate hanging on a promise that could unleash a cataclysmic power yet unseen.
Show everyone you know your stuff. Subscribe to Manwa with Hari and stay ahead of the curve.